snout.
Smaller teeth?
They've got a few extra teeth. They've got smaller, narrower teeth. These guys have got about 68 to 70 teeth. Our crocodile salties over there, you'll be looking at about 64 to 66. These longer, narrow snouts are ideal from all those little teeth. They'll pick up, they'll eat dragonflies, you know, insects, frogs, small fish, things like that. They're not, they don't see me as a food source pretty much. Not very often they take down humans. They're actually, I have heard they'll eat small wallabies, things like that. You know, I wouldn't exactly let a small kid run around in here. If you do see them in the wild, don't try and do what I'm doing here, okay? I do this every day, it's what I do. These guys are mildly conditioned. They know we're giving them food. They're nesting as well. They nest a little differently. We've seen our saltwater nests over there, big mounds. These guys bury their eggs. They'll actually bury them about 12 to 20 centimetres under the ground. They don't get them too close to the surface, otherwise they overheat. But I see ya. Done. Yeah. They will, unfortunately a lot of them don't survive, sorry, that's a bit, gets on me a bit and they sneak up behind me, so I don't get bitten on the bum. Yeah, they'll nest in amongst each other. That's just because they're so social, you know. A lot of them will die in the wild too. You know, a lot of feral pigs and lace monitors, things like that, will dig the nests up. They do have a lot of fatalities out in the wild. But what they'll actually do is they'll all nest amongst each other. It's come time to hatch out. Even the females will actually dig up some of the other females' nests as well. So that's how well they do get along. And actually some populations of freshwater crocodiles do a little thing called pulse nesting. That's where one of the females will lay her eggs, and then all within a 3-week period of each other, all those females will lay those eggs as well. It's like a big gathering. They, oh look, we're all laying eggs, and off they go. So very, very friendly amongst each other. As far as attacks on humans go, we probably do average 1 or 2 bites per year. As far as I know, nobody's ever been killed by a freshwater crocodile. We don't have a lot of freshwater crocodiles on this side of over Queensland here. You find them more so in your Northern Territory, Western Australia, places like that. And you'll find them right up the far reaches of your freshwater creeks too. They try to stay right away from the saltwater crocodiles because they'll just eat them. There is, however, does everybody know Palm Cove down the road here? There's a beach down there, Palm Cove. There was a freshwater crocodile living on that beach there. He's actually quite popular with the locals. The locals actually nicknamed him Oscar. And old Oscar you'd find him sunbaking on the beach there with all the tourists. He was pretty popular, but he did have a little bit of an anger management issue. He didn't like being approached too closely. Unfortunately for this lady, there was a German tourist come down the beach there one day. She seen Oscar basking there on the beach with everybody and thought to herself, oh, look at the dead crocodile. Because, I mean, they do look dead. You look at this guy here, I mean, we know he's alive, but people ask us it all the time, you know, is it real, is it alive? And it's very hard to see them breathing. They lie there very, very still. You know, this lady, she couldn't help herself. She went over to Oscar and administered the traditional poke test, and it didn't work out too well for her. She found out a couple of things. Firstly, that Oscar definitely wasn't dead. He was very much alive, and he had attitude. And then she found out that freshwater crocodiles are actually the fastest crocodilian on land. These guys will run up to about 22 kilometres an hour on the land. They've actually got a different pelvic structure. They get up and gallop like a horse. So they're very, very quick. And unfortunately for this lady, I think she was only running at about 19, and old Oscar got her on the back of the legs. You know, a few cuts and scratches, a couple of stitches, but she was alright, she lived. No harm done. But unfortunately for Oscar, he had to be removed, and now he's living in a farm somewhere. But yeah, if you do see them, don't approach them. Just leave them alone. They'll be fine. Old Arthur, you want some? Alrighty guys, are there any questions at all? Talkative bunch.
What's that big one out the back behind you there, mate?
That's just a big freshie. Yeah, just a male. This guy's probably bigger. Okay, hang on. Yeah, everybody feels sorry for Oscar. half of here, so we all feed him extra. He's just gotten so big. There's another one in here too, Scissors. His jaws are a bit misaligned, I don't know where he is. But he's a wild, oh not a wild one, somebody had him as a pet. And they had him in the back of a pub and they were feeding him pub scraps from a young age. And it, you know, chicken snitties aren't real good for a crocodile. Just, yeah, he had a calcium deficiency when he was younger and yeah, his bones have grown a bit deformed, that's all. Reckon you can handle that?
Watching, look. Look.
Alrighty guys, if you've got it, whoa. If you've got an 1145 boat, I'm in lots of trouble. Oh, that was hairy. If you've got an 1145 boat,